What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Tuesday, April 9th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay, who do we have at the point guard position? I like Dennis Smith Jr. from the New York Knicks playing the Chicago Bulls, who have the 7th worst defense overall, and they give up the 10th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Dennis Smith Jr. has scored 26 fantasy points in his game back from injury. He played 26 minutes that game. He's averaging 26.9 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 28 minutes per game with a 25% usage rate. He had a 30% usage rate last game. Dennis Smith Jr. is $5,100 DraftKings salary. He's the same price on FanDuel, so I love that FanDuel price. Projected at 30.4 fantasy points here tonight, that's 6 times value. This is a fast-paced game and a fantastic matchup. I like Dennis Smith Jr. here versus the Chicago Bulls. So our DFS tools for MLB baseball are now live and working. You can click on the MLB tab to change sports and check the tools out for baseball. They're really helpful. They're going to save you guys a ton of research time. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player, and we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Evan Turner from the Portland Trail Blazers playing the LA Lakers, who have the 5th worst defense overall. They give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Evan Turner has scored 30, 21, and 47 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 19 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 22 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate. Evan Turner is $4,400 DraftKings salary. He's $900 more on FanDuel, so this is a DraftKings play only for me. The projection is a little low because they aren't taking into account the end of the year run that Evan Turner is making a push here. He scored some serious points 3 games in a row. He's only going to need about 20 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. So if he hits that 30-40 point ceiling, you should be in a good spot. I watched him last game and he's been really aggressive, so I don't think anything changes here tonight. I like Evan Turner versus the LA Lakers. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like Mario Hezonja from the New York Knicks playing the Chicago Bulls, who have the 7th worst defense overall. They give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Mario Hezonja has scored 48, 56, and 50 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 18.2 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 21 minutes per game with a 22% usage rate. He had a 36% usage rate last game, and that was with Dennis Smith Jr. back. Mario Hezonja is $5,700 DraftKings salary. He's $2,000 more on FanDuel, so I love this DraftKings price. Projected at 31.3 fantasy points here tonight, that's 5.5 times value, but only 4 times value over there on FanDuel. Hezonja's been too hot to put on the bench, even for David Fizdale. So I like Mario Hezonja here versus the Chicago Bulls. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? This is a value play, a risky play, but I like Dorian Finney-Smith from the Dallas Mavericks playing the Phoenix Suns, who have the second worst defense overall. They're middle of the pack defending opposing power forwards. Dorian Finney-Smith has scored 37 and 15 fantasy points in his last 2 games, averaging 17.8 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 25 minutes per game with a 14% usage rate. So Dorian Finney-Smith played 40 minutes last game with a 24% usage rate, and he's only $3,400 DraftKings salary. He's $200 more on FanDuel, projected at 19.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.6 times value, and we saw his 37-point upside last game. This is a home game, a fast-paced game, and a fantastic matchup, so I like Dorian Finney-Smith here versus the Phoenix Suns. Okay, moving on to the center position. He's eligible at center here on DraftKings, and he's a power forward on FanDuel. I like Daniel Theis from the Boston Celtics playing the Washington Wizards, who have the 4th worst defense overall. They give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing centers. Daniel Theis has scored 17, 5, and 2 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 13.5 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 14 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate. Daniel Theis is $3,200 DraftKings salary. He's $300 more on FanDuel, projected at 18.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.9 times value. This is a super risky pick. I would prefer him as a FanDuel play where he can be the low score drop and he won't take up your center position. Daniel Theis could get some extra run here. He played 18 minutes last game. He could crack the 20-minute mark, and at such a low salary he doesn't need to score a lot to give you value. So I like Daniel Theis here versus the Washington Wizards. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.